So this is a previously on. If you do not have the previously on, please hold. Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Evie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello, Nicole's grabbing donuts. Give me 1 second.
Seriously?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I didn't know you actually had donuts. All right, very
No,
good.
she said that she has them. Yeah.
I guess so.
I was going to say, I really love that Jack's determination to finish
Hey,
the
hold on to your
crossword
thought.
puzzle.
Hold on to your thought.
Donuts grabbed.
We're about to, perfect. We're about to finish the previously on and go into the episode proper. So those of you who are at the halfway mark, continue. Go ahead.
He's scribbling on the crossword.
I actually love, I love that like Jack's determination to finish the crossword puzzle, like Sam gave him in part 1, could like symbolize him trying to complete her last request before it's too late, or simply seeking distraction from his fate. I think that either way, it's quite a brilliant use of this puzzle. It's like a plot device that actually provides actual clues. I really like it. And I think behind the scenes, this is RDA's 150th episode. I didn't know if that meant part 1 or as Lost City as a whole, but we'll go with Lost City as a whole.
This seems to suggest that he doesn't actually hear himself say the ancient.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
other
that's what I
times he's
thought.
like, that was a joke. That was not a joke. I didn't do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Which is, I go back and forth on it. Maybe he just is, at a certain point begins to recognize
becomes
people's
part of it.
reactions are weird. And so he's like, I guess just assume that I said an ancient word.
I've said things wrong at times, and people have gone, "You said something wrong," and I've gone, "No, I didn't." You know, so like maybe it's just that. Planet label
He doesn't know what
name.
he's doing.
Following still you not.
If he came up with that, that is brilliant.
Yeah. Honestly, the banter here and with the at situation is some of the
Yes.
funnest dialogue in this show.
Yes, it's very well written for sure.
Their chemistry is just, they're 7 years in,
Thurman.
doing so good.
So what is a 10-letter word for celestial body? I can't figure it out.
Uma Thurman. I mean,
Obviously.
you know,
It
God
does.
isn't God. God is actually
I'm hungry.
Uma Thurman.
They wouldn't be far off.
Exactly.
And have you seen Kill Bill? She's a badass.
Exactly.
yeah.
There are few movies,
And she
two
was
parts or
pregnant.
otherwise, that I have watched where I've had as much fun as I've had watching Kill Bill.
Yeah.
That movie was fun. We
Look
watched
what
it
you said,
over
what-
2
what
weekends
kind
with the
of,
buddies, and we just had a great time.
We should watch it together then, because I think we both match
It's
the same
pretty
vibe.
intense, yeah.
I have actually seen it, believe
Yeah.
it or not.
Yay! Oh, don't need to watch it then. We're good. On the stream. Logwatcher asked me, Nicole, what type of donut? These are donetes, which are Spanish donuts my mum got me. They're mini ones. The
Yeah.
big ones are better. And I'm eating them right now. One tiny bite at a time.
We're watching opening credits for
good.
part 2, so if you don't have opening credits, go ahead and pause, and we'll tell you when to rejoin. So go back.
Yeah, apologies for that,
Rewind
really.
to the start of the scene. I will also present a cut of this online that is the seamless episode movie version.
Yes.
So I'll post 2 versions of this.
And we'll say exactly where we are as soon as we
That's
get back
exactly
in.
right. Yeah.
Is it gonna be in the commissary, or is it like
I
Tilk?
suspect it's
Commissary.
the commissary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We're in the commissary,
commissary,
and everyone's
guys.
enjoying their Jello.
Yeah. Broccoli Rouge Teonas.
So
Lost in Fire.
yeah, so in the DVD commentary, the producers admitted that the name meaning Lost in Fire was illogical, since the ancients would have named it upon first colonizing
Yep.
a habitable planet, not after the fact.
Or it became its name after they lost it, when they made
That's
it
true.
lost.
Yeah.
Don't they also reference this? So they say
Proclurish Teonas.
Core.
Yes, Proclurish Teonas. It was one of the earliest Atlantean cities. It was abandoned when they discovered the
And
star
they
was
mention
nearing
it
the
during
end of its life.
Pegasus Project,
That's
right?
That's both of those references are Pegasus Project.
Yeah.
Great exchange.
Stop that.
Yeah.
So good.
He looks at it and he sees at. I wish
And then
they
in a second,
maintained the
he's gonna say,
consistency of this with
Yeah.
syllables for all points on the constellation.
Yeah.
I actually love that detail. Like,
But you
know,
can't
each
exactly
symbol
do
has a
it
phonetic
with Valos
equivalent.
Core
Yeah.
No.
or Tail Fac LaRouche because there's not 6 of them.
So when I see hourglasses now, I look at them and I go, shh. And people don't get it, obviously. They
You
just think I'm
do?
on one. Yeah, because it just looks like an hourglass to me.
Does look like an
So,
hourglass.
shh.
It's a
Yeah.
constellation.
Yeah, but in my head, it's a shh. So,
Yeah.
that's a lot of,
That's a
lot
For
of
big
doing
symbols.
leap.
syllables, though, shouldn't it be just roosh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I love is how they don't match, is how beautifully drawn all the other constellations are, and then Michael Shanks's like crappy little point of origin at the end.
Yeah, he probably didn't draw the other symbols. He's just added the
Yeah.
I forgot
third
we've
symbol
actually
at the
tried
end.
going there before.
Roger
We've
just said, Nicole,
tried.
I think about that too. Yeah, see, hourglasses are now shh, crushed it.
Crushed it.
Look what just said, 10-letter word for celestial body is satellites. Hmm. There's an answer.
Oh, well,
That's a good
that's a
answer.
reasonable answer. Yes.
That, you know what? I'll take it. That is
Yeah.
canon. I love that that is just the gate room, but they've ripped out the
Yeah,
walls
the
and
wall
just
in
covered everything
between
up.
it. Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly right. Malplab, which we've seen in I can't remember what episode it was. I think it
Oh no,
Was
it
it
was
in
it was no,
Ergo?
it was Ergo, yeah.
yeah, because it was on
Because
one was like
Sam's
suspended.
in there,
Uh-huh.
and then she gets
She gets
called to the
she gets a
commissary.
whiff of well, she gets
Pie.
called with her nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is reused footage from the Serpent's Venom
The exterior,
Yeah.
yeah.
shellac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it ends similarly, just not here.
Oh, Ronan.
So this actor is what's his name?
Mark Warden.
And he has also played Alexander Roshenko in Deep Space Nine.
He looks like he could be
has.
the brother to Tanith.
Yep.
He does. He does look like
Tanith's
Tanith.
evil
So
little brother.
he's mainly a video game voice actor.
That is what I want to hear.
At the
Yes.
minute.
Carry
so
on.
he did Diablo 4 and
Ooh.
Red Dead Redemption 2. And
Oh.
fun fact, he was actually a Mouseketeer on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club. And for 5 seasons, he worked alongside stars from like NSYNC, Britney Spears, Kerry Russell, and Ryan Gosling.
Brilliant. God, you see, look, he's so like sweet and innocent here, and it's like you're gonna betray us in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yes, he will.
You
For his
turd.
god. Yep.
This joke is so lame, and I love her for it.
Oh, I love how Jack brings it up.
That's the we're that we know in there with that
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
sense
say,
hope for you.
Oh, because they get along so well.
In 3
Like,
seasons, she's going to
Jack
be
and
hugging
Weir.
him.
Yeah. Love it. Stargate is so good at bringing in new people and just making them comfortable. I love it.
Well, that would be the actors as well. That
Yeah,
would be
it's,
hard.
sure.
it's a beautiful combination.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
That shot from Jolinar's memories just been used again and again.
Someone tried using that against me for a guess the episode, and I was like, you can't give me that shot because it's used across so many
So
episodes.
many.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, I could give you all the episodes, and then you tell me which one was right.
And the fact that they thought that they could use that as a shot to identify an episode means that they had no business picking the shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they mean it as like a?
I think they were deliberately trying to catch me
joke?
out, and I went, "Look, I
Okay.
could tell you which
Oh,
one
okay.
it is."
Yeah.
out
So
of,
many
like 5 of everything.
of the
So,
quietest scenes are on this cargo ship.
yeah,
So those are both used. Those are both from.
Front ache.
Yeah, those are both from Fifth Race. We need to go faster. And you intend to
so
do that how?
I forever I get it, but I'm still mad about it that they took out the Sam and Jack kiss that was planned for this episode.
Thank you.
In
Almost
the
kiss.
I forgot about that.
in the engine
Yeah.
room. It really upset me.
So this is the real world Air Force Chief of
General
Staff,
John P. Jumper. That's right.
So
Jumper, love
appearing
it.
as himself.
Yep.
So he was originally supposed to appear in season 6, but he couldn't make it to Vancouver due to the war. And because of his position, Jumper wasn't paid for this role, and the Air Force film coordinator said that he had a great time.
Cute.
That's right. But he didn't do any ADR, and you'll notice that later on in the episode.
What? Because his sound is slightly different.
His sound
because,
it's the sound
yeah,
is not
it's not as crisp.
re-recorded. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You'll notice it when he's
Okay.
sitting on the sofa later on in the wide shot. There was
I
no place
remember.
to
I
mic him.
remember
Right.
wondering why he sounded so far away while
Yep.
everyone else didn't. Yeah.
At least he got
Oh,
lines.
that's actually a good point.
Uh-huh.
I just thought, because I didn't realize the facts, I just thought maybe he just wasn't a good actor, and so they had to just not make him as, loud. Is what I
Well,
thought
it
as a
makes sense.
child.
Like he'd be a very busy guy. He might not have had time to re-record.
Yeah.
So Canada has been added to the list of countries currently in the know.
Huzzah.
Yes. Yes. Well, they are neighbors, so
Yeah.
They
bit
are.
awkward.
Mexico doesn't know.
Yuri's Tar said I didn't
Oh,
need
that's
that
a
kiss
good
at all.
point.
No, it's not the right time, but I do wish we had it only because
I always need
they
it,
never kiss.
but
yeah.
it
I
doesn't.
always
It
need
doesn't
it,
make
but it
sense
doesn't
for the
fit.
story. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jack's improvised modifications to the cargo ship engine sort of demonstrates exactly the kind of creative problem solving that Rob Cooper mentioned in one of his interviews on Stargate. So he talked about being resourceful as the producers. So what he meant was like, just as the production team would repurpose expensive sets like the opportunity with the X-Men Oval Office, the characters show the same adaptability in using whatever technology they have available to solve impossible problems.
Jack just resigned, everybody.
He resigned. They can kiss. He resigned.
I know.
They could do
I remember
it.
thinking that. I'm just like, they can get it on. So this is
This is
sort
what
of
he
a
did in
little
Window
bit-
Opportunity. He resigned and then he kissed her.
Yeah, but you're missing the
That's
point
true.
of it. So I mean,
know.
if she allows herself to get closer to him, she may not. He may need to do something that right.
Yeah.
loses objectivity.
Yeah.
Exactly
So
right. It's the whole
there
point.
are two. That was sort of one of two references to The Empire Strikes Back. So Sam
Yeah.
starting to tell Jack that she loves him, and then he says, "I know,"
Yep.
and also Jack being frozen.
Yeah.
so
That's right. And carbonite.
Their carbonite moment coming
Mm-hmm.
up. Ah, Harak.
There
Failing
he
upwards.
is, failing upwards.
So
Michael
it's
Adams
his final
Thwaite.
appearance.
It sure is. Before he goes sky high.
Last episode. Well,
His last
in
line, our
theory.
weapons are of no use, and then
That's
he
it.
dies.
I'm
Yes.
so glad that they brought him
Sucker.
back. That was great.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I loathe him, and I love to
loathe
loathe
him.
him. Yeah.
I think, yeah, I always found that his performance was quite theatrical. Like, I
Yes.
kind of almost
very
imagined
Shakespearean.
him singing on stage. Yeah.
Yes.
Like the
yeah.
pronunciation and just the way he projects himself.
See him singing about his love for Anubis.
I would love to see that
like,
as an
if-
on-stage musical. That would be so good.
If the
I
Jafar
love
sang,
my God.
yeah, if they sang things like hymns like we did toward the Gould, I feel like he'd be leading those hymn moments.
I'm sure it's something similar to
God.
the Tok'ra chant and Continuum.
Yeah,
It'd be very Gregorian.
I'd love to hear it. I love
I can
Gregorian.
imagine like having backup dancers that are like,
So Rainmaker
like using
did
a staff weapon.
Yeah.
Rainmaker did all of the Proclurus Theanos stuff.
Yeah.
And I think Image Engine or I can't remember who it was who did Antarctica, but Rainmaker only got to do they kind of regretted it. So they got all of
Yeah.
their turn in Rising. So because they did
Yes,
all
they
of the
did
effects for
split.
Rising.
They did split the effects between, I think, 3 different companies. I think I saw.
For Lost Order.
So Dominance.
Lost City, yeah.
That's right. That's an order. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go. I love the
So
way
I
that
think
Teal'c's
she's-
like, what?
I know, and she's clearly uncomfortable with the role reversal, like especially given Jack's, condition and their
Yeah. Did you see the look she
unspoken
gave him?
feelings.
I love his comment
I
here
think
as
it's
well.
interesting
Like,
to
his comment
see-
was funny.
the hesitation, knowing how confidently she'll embrace command roles like later on and also in Atlantis.
It's funny. It's she's confident, but she always has that little bit of like, can she do it? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
even Teal'c has to kind of give her a bit of a pep talk when she first goes to Atlantis. But he's so
So-
good at it.
Darren and I summarized that Teonas was actually the outpost. So Proclurus Teonas is the planet's full name with the designation of the outpost in it. Because later on he says Terra Atlantus, and Terra is Earth's name, and Atlantus outpost is the name of what's left after Atlantis leaves. Atlantus outpost is the little facility that remains on the ground there. So
Also, in a minute, I just want to remind everyone that I also had not seen the Tritonin become a thing prior to this. So when I saw Braytak get stabbed, I was so
You thought
horrified.
he was stabbed
Yeah.
for reals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and then he said, I no longer have Sebia. And I went, what? When did that happen?
ah, right. James
It's kinda cool 'cause
McDaniel's
it's-
back.
I was surprised
Yes.
more. Yeah.
I like to see him again. It's great.
I need to call him this week.
You should. You
will.
definitely should.
I can't believe how they've gotten away
And
with
report
hiding all
back.
this from Earth
Yeah.
for so long. They're so like, how?
Yeah. Well, on the dark web, they haven't.
Oh God,
Well, let's not go there.
what a
Oh,
scary
no.
place.
So I think I read somewhere on Reddit that one of the ship that he's talking about would have had like several thousands of people on it. So they kind of, I guess, like don't really address the loss of all of those people later on.
I mean, the loss is about to be a
That
lot
would have
bigger
been,
for now.
yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
that's a pretty huge asset to lose. It's a massive, massive ship that they're talking about. So, a set was constructed to double as both this lava rock outpost and
Yeah,
the
and
ice-covered
Antarctica.
Antarctic
Yeah.
outpost seen later. So
Yeah.
they've cleverly like reused the same set under the guise of all ancient outposts look the same, as if they had like the same architect. And I think it's brilliant how they've literally explained away the budget restraints within like the story
Absolutely. Just
itself.
fill it
Yeah.
with smoke and put some red
A
gels
red
near the
light,
ceiling
yeah.
and put some rocks on the
Won't
floor
even
and
know.
ta-da!
It's
Yeah.
funny because I don't like I don't watch behind the scenes for every episode, but this one I devoured it. It was one of the only DVDs I had that had
Yeah.
proper behind the
Juicy.
scenes, and so I got to see the
Yeah.
director's thing from Martin Wood's perspective, and then I also got to hear them do the commentary, and so it was really cool talking about this because I think he actually references working on Solitudes. And that was like I think one of the first like big productions he did for Stargate, where they had like to have a whole set made properly in there of ice.
I
And then
sold. Go ahead.
and then he just talked about how he was kind of back doing a similar thing again for Lost City. So it's just nice, full circle.
I sold
sold-
the maquette for this set through PropWorks.
The one that he uses in the behind the scenes in the
Yep. Yep.
David, I've always
The
wanted it. It
little
was so
statues
cute.
of white clay and the
It was so cute.
construction
Oh my-
paper and yep.
I'm so jealous.
Cool.
No, I love that. Evie, if
I
you've
took
seen
a
the behind
lot
the
of
scenes,
photos of it.
they're adorable. I want the photos, David, please.
I'll see if I can find them.
It's very exciting. I wanted like actual little blueprint versions of that I could print out on my computer and then build a mini one myself. That's what I really wanted growing up. Maybe piece together a little wooden one.
See where that would be. I'll poke around and find it.
No rush. Take your time.
Yeah, but if I
See,
don't,
that gooey stuff I don't like. That with that I don't like that the
gel?
noise.
No, I
Yeah.
want to touch it.
Yeah, no, my brain doesn't like that.
it's the stuff that Thor is made of. It's silicon.
Yeah, no. The sound made me uncomfortable. Like the weird like noise. It's just like nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Ah. It's like someone's like eating, you know.
That's like a stress ball.
Ugh, I don't like the feeling of those.
It's
either, to
like
be
a
honest.
sex toy. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's the real problem.
It's like a gentleman's. It's a
implant.
gentleman's toy. It's the same material. So let's just go there. All right.
So, Martin Woods, I think, said on Dial the Gate that this moment was what Lost City was building toward, like the finding a power source you can control. And he said that this was the crucial discovery element that he wanted the episode to capture, describing it
Yeah.
as different from just blowing up suns. This was about finding technology that could actually be harnessed.
This blew my mind, and also really funny that Daniel's like, so wait, we not only are like we late getting hit, but now we find out that
We
we
have
got
to
to
go
go
all the way back.
All the way back.
like we're a million years late, and we are now far away. It's
Yes.
so good.
But it's not like they went for nothing. They got the power source.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
That's what they needed, like,
had
the
to
way
go
That
all
he
this
makes that
way.
complaint.
That's it.
Yeah, here, and then Jack says no, which is
Yep.
great.
No. 0-point module.
ZPM time.
ZPM!
Really
Or
a
Didn't get its
ZPM.
name until
ZPM's
until
really
Lost
correct,
City.
but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, Rising, yeah.
Here you go.
ZPM, he's Canadian.
Yes.
That's it. So there's a CG glow over it when it's plugged in.
Yeah.
Oh, that
The
makes
first few
sense.
had a little red light in the middle of it when it would
Yes.
connect and turn on.
Yep.
The rest did not.
or as I like to call it, the
Okay.
it's gonna blow up one, because I think when it's gonna blow during Atlantis season 2, I think the ZPM starts to flash in the middle, the red bit or something.
Yeah.
So
Here we go.
Oh.
Oh, right in the symbiote pouch, but
Ooh.
there's no symbiote.
oh no,
Being betrayed by a mouseketeer.
Mouseketeer.
he's quite cute and small like a mouse, you know.
Yeah.
I could
think
imagine him
that's
with little
probably why
whiskers.
why they chose him, because he looks very
Yeah.
innocent. So according to the DVD commentary, the dome collapse that we see was originally supposed to happen when the Teltac accidentally bumped into it during Braytac and Ronan's fight here, because no one was
Oh,
flying the ship they were fighting. So by the time but I think time and the budget constraints meant that they changed it so that the transport rings caused the structural failure instead.
that makes
Interesting.
sense. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a workaround.
Yeah, it saves one visual effects shot at minimum. So. Old,
Just
yes.
banking those
Weak,
visual effect
no.
shots till later.
That's
Jacob
it.
said, "This is the last time we're getting hairless Teal'c." By the way, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's
Let's remember
true.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean,
He's been growing his
Mobius
eyebrows in,
too,
and then
but
he
yeah.
grows his...
Mobius,
Yeah.
he's wearing that Braytac cap to hide the
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh, Braytac's got the moves.
Yeah, he does. And not the fitter either.
Yeah,
Braytac's
so
been
you
doing his
actually have a
exercise.
symbiote in your
Yeah.
pouch, brother.
Sucker.
There we go.
God, such a shame to you lose such a young kid who's been so brainwashed. It's just really sad.
But now they can take his ship, right?
Yeah. Dibs.
Dibs.
Now, Braytac, you're going to have to change the password to the rings.
Yeah, we all know.
We all know the password.
Oh dear. So people are making bad jokes. Lockhart just said, no symbiotes, so only Jaffa cakes. And Jacob goes, I don't think the Jafar could have Jaffa cakes as they contain dairy. Hey, look, Teal'c was eating ice cream, unless it was
that's true.
dairy
Not,
free.
it's not that he can't, it's that he refuses to.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the association.
Fair point, yeah.
Oh, I genuinely thought that he was going to die in this moment. Even
Yeah,
though
me
he
too.
just keeps on, fighting death.
I think it would have made Lost City more meaningful.
Yeah.
We just
for
lost Janet, though. I
certain-
think they
Yeah.
probably just
That's
wanted
fair.
to stay away from that.
But, yeah. I mean,
I'm-
Tony always said I would like to go out with a bang, and
Yeah. He
he's
doesn't.
more than likely not going to go out with anything. So
My favorite thing, I'm glad he lives so that my favorite line from him can come up, which is the way that he I can't remember exactly how he says it, but he tells Teal'c that he's the son that he never had
Yeah.
in Talion, and that
Oh,
always hit me.
yes.
That
yeah,
really
that's a
hit
good
me.
point. Yeah, it's very good. I forgot Jack
Still some
healed
good
him. That's
Braytech
absolutely
moments
Yeah.
to
right.
come. Yeah.
He's got the Iona
Sorry,
ability.
Yeah.
It's a lot more advanced than last time for sure.
I forgot all about that. Human.
Oh, the Atlantis music is playing. Oh, the
Yep.
Atlantis music.
Yeah.
And we hear it
Getting
again.
emotional.
We hear it again.
We hear it at the
after,
end.
Yep, that's right. After
Yeah.
he freezes himself.
Yeah.
That was all it was supposed to be. And Joel was trying to come up with a B theme for the Atlantis theme, and he reused that
Right.
moment. So
There
because
it
it's
is.
in
There's the
his
audio.
second movement. Yep, there it is with Jumper.
Well, he
not being
only
too
had
loud.
he only had 2 weeks to complete the score for this episode, so it's kind of cool that he created something that really stuck with him so much that he reused it in the spin-off series. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have a disappointment in this scene.
Is it because you can't see the damage behind?
Yeah, the lack of bullet holes.
Yeah.
No, I really wish that he would have actually intimidated the president.
Oh, okay.
Because every time that Anubis comes in, it's just like everyone just puts him down, and it's like you don't really get a real chance to be scared by him.
I guess,
and I
but
wish
I mean,
that they
it
would have
is
done something to try to bring that room to heal a little bit, where it's like, oh my God, we need SG1. Please, are you guys out there? And he's like, you do whatever you want with us. I am one nation among many. And it's like, all right.
He did a very Jack kind of approach.
very much
you
so.
know?
I kind of like it because like it's a hologram. I think his reaction to Anubis would have been a lot different if it was Anubis in the flesh, so to speak.
Too
But it's a
much.
hologram, so that's why he's a little bit more brazen than maybe he would have
Yeah.
been otherwise.
Look what's back. The capital
One of
ship.
our favorites,
Yeah.
that's about to go bust because that's expensive to get those shots.
Sure is. That is a real uniform you're looking at, folks.
Yeah.
It looks very stiff. But I guess they're not built for comfort.
I was gonna say that they're built to make you look nice, give you good posture.
Yeah. Very impressive shoulder pads.
He's getting
Maybe
him
I
out of
need
the room
to
because
join
he's
the Air
about
Force
to.
so I can get good posture.
Yeah, we want the A team.
Yeah,
You're
look,
the-
look at him go. He's about to try and
team.
flee through the gate. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love the fact that he doesn't get to run.
I love it too. I think him like desperately begging Weir to let him escape really reveals his true character.
absolutely.
Like,
It's
for
all
his
about
tough
him.
top and like
his
the
wife isn't
political
with him, or his
posturing.
kids, his grandkids aren't with
Yeah.
him.
His dog.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think when it
Oscar's
comes
not with
down
them.
to it, when Earth faces real danger, he's nothing but a coward trying to save his own skin.
It's like when Samuels, his lapdog, was like, yeah, sir, with all due respect, I'd like to now gate through to the Alpha site, and it's like you're not going anywhere. You're going to stand here with the men and women of this base till the
Yes.
end, and it's like, yes, Hammond.
I have no problem with bad guys having a little bit of humanity. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what? Instead of going back to SGC, just say, turn this thing around. I'm going to go see my wife.
Yeah,
You know, I wouldn't have had a problem with that at all.
yeah.
But
No, I would have
if
found it,
if we survive this year
interesting.
through, is much more of a
Yeah.
potent way to go. So
I love
This
here
is a
that he
great
can't
scene.
vocalize this. Yeah, so he just touches his
Oh,
face.
the
It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's like he can't use words to tell him everything that he would want to say. So he's like, "Here you go.
But
I'm
Till
telling you
gets
like
the
this."
message.
yep,
Message received.
that's it.
As a man of few words, he gets it.
Well, I mean that gesture's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ring
And, yeah,
platform
it's beautiful.
here, it only existed when they needed to prop it open and do some things inside of that. If that was not necessary, they would have the reflective stencil on the floor.
Yeah.
That's the
always.
only thing that determined which was used. So Alec Coulson's satellites are about to, actually they've already started to record
Yes.
all kinds of data.
That's right.
It's a great episode. I love that episode.
Is the Alex Coulson episode Covenant?
Covenant.
There we
That's
go.
You win, Nicole. Points for you.
It's hard to remember. I can barely remember the other ones, to be honest. So
John launched Prometheus. Order Hammond to do his thing. And that was a great reveal. I wish that it wasn't revealed until right in the climax that it was Hammond.
yeah, that would
So
have been
he can
awesome.
say yeehaw.
Well, yeah. SG1, this is Hammond. So as he shows up, but instead we see him
Yeah.
getting ready to launch the ship. Here we go.
I love that she just called him a coward.
Yes.
Did he say, "And the
Well, he needs to
American
be
way of
called
life"?
out. Yes, he wants to procreate on another planet to retain the American way of life.
Jesus Christ.
He is a despicable.
It's a good thing she knows to do this.
Man.
This is the only time we see the
Yeah.
iris used in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
protecting-
moron. You would have just got
the
nuked if she didn't do
SGC?
that. See, he's never truly seen it when it's this dangerous. He always sees it when it's calm and collected. So,
Yeah.
eat doo-doo, Kinsey.
Grabbing her by the arm
Yeah.
is not appropriate.
Really?
It's so
Also,
awful.
this is Peter Cuffluck as Master Sergeant Connor. Remarkably, this is his only credited appearance and the only speaking role in the entire series,
Damn, we've
despite
seen him a
being
few
in
times.
94
Yeah.
episodes across all 10 seasons. And sadly, he actually passed away last year. He was only
Oh.
72.
Amazing.
Who are you talking about,
Yes.
sir?
Yes,
Oh, what?
not you, Doctor.
Your running mate. Ooh. And she gets a front row seat.
My goodness.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank
I
you,
kinda want it
Richard
to be-
Woolsey.
Yes, that's what I literally wrote in my notes. Thank you, Wolsey.
Yeah. Was just shut the hell up.
And if this show wasn't, on normal times of day, I'm sure he would have said the F word, and I would have loved to hear it.
Here we go.
Let's go, Daddy.
So-
He looks good in that suit.
He does. And also, guess who that is, guys? That is Major Henry Boyd from A Matter of Time. So it's Kurt Max Runt returning from that time dilation field to play Colonel Kirkland.
Henry
Interesting.
Boyd's
Okay.
team
Henry
Boyd's
dying
team.
in slow motion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Captain.
We're watching good people die slowly. Captain.
Yeah. You're right, sir. I can't believe that Kinsey was like, I need to go and be the leader of humanity and live this
And
way of life
retain
and
the
dictate
American dream.
and
Yeah.
dictate how everything should be to everyone the way by my standard of living. Shut up.
What are we going to do?
Goodness
Have it by your
gracious.
standard of living?
No, just have
You're
it.
going to go over there and say, oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. You can't be doing that to her. What, you don't let her drive that Alkesh? You don't let her drive? That's wrong. We all have our boundaries.
Calm.
Why don't you pull up a little bit there,
calm.
too?
Could you just imagine, like,
Antarctica
Kinsey,
is,
like,
awfully,
oh my
yeah.
God, could you imagine It's Good to Be King, but with Kinsey as king? Imagine having that episode.
Oh my God,
That would be
horrendous. that would have been
light years near that.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
well, that would have made it a lot
Like the
less.
most corrupt,
And
corrupt
Jacob
system.
did point out Walter is sitting by Hammond's side. So
Damn right he is.
Yes,
That's
he
it.
is. Yeah, it's good to see him off base.
Yeah.
Also, Mars SpaceX saying Cam Mitchell informing his wing there,
Right
heading
now.
to Antarctica to cover SG1.
That's
yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's part of the
yes,
same
gravely
detachment thing.
injured
Yep.
and gets his Medal of Honor.
Yeah. And they did
Damn,
they
Ben,
did that sequence justice in season 9.
And Dan Ben reminded us this is where Stargate Timekeeper's PC game starts
That's
from.
true too.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I actually thought about that yesterday.
I
It
love
starts right
Joel's
here, doesn't
music
it?
here. It's so
It's great.
cavalry, horseback,
As a kid, this was like watching like a film in the cinema for me. This was
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Yeah.
think this episode kind of changed like my love for Stargate. Like it showed me like how big it could feel and be.
So in this sequence, they didn't have the budget to do what they wanted to do, which was to parachute down into the chasm. So he modified the rings to also use rings down there, because originally there wasn't a set of transport rings.
I like that they can use it to
Which suggests that gold tech
Bury
is
a hole.
ancient tech.
Yeah.
Because
I
they
mean,
have
yeah,
rings.
they've always said that they just steal, don't they, from everyone
That's
else?
true.
Yeah, but it's never been confirmed.
Yeah. Daniel Kolska said Walter had a seatbelt on, not common on starships, lol.
Oh, he did have a seatbelt.
He's
Okay.
like, if I'm going to be on that
I'm sorry,
spaceship, I need a seatbelt.
Yep, I'm in the Air Force. I want good dental and a seatbelt.
Exactly.
Here come our boys.
that.
So
and girls.
the massive
Thank you,
battle
David.
sequence showcases exactly what Martin Wood meant when he said to you, David, and Dalagate, that Lost City in 200 were the 2 episodes where they spent a massive amount of money and had the budget to make them what they needed to be.
Yep.
And the F-3OT squadrons, a Prometheus and the drone weapon effects represent the visual payoff of that investment. And I
sure
think it
do.
Yeah.
creates a very epic conclusion. And it's exactly what I think the team had in mind.
I
for
think they
this
also do a hell of a
episode.
job with the Siege Part 2.
Yeah, me too. I think
It's
it's
Baghdad.
incredible.
They've recreated Baghdad.
What I will say as well that I really love is I love seeing the fact that they reuse the shot of Prometheus going into orbit.
Yes.
And they use that again in Prometheus Unbound. When Vala hijacks the ship, they reuse the same shots of it being attacked
Yep.
to save money.
Is that Ingrid Cavallars?
What?
The pilot there.
Ah, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I actually didn't write it down.
There we go.
I nearly, for the Instagram post today, I put we were at an outpost for this episode because I always put the location. I nearly put McMurdo, but I was like, it's
that
technically
would have been
an
cool
outpost.
it's
too. but
near
Outpost,
McMurdo based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do mention McMurdo.
Yeah.
I always remember McMurdo because Walter yells it during Solitudes. He's like, just outside McMurdo, and then they
Yeah.
all start running to the
McMurdo,
helicopter.
yes. Yes.
I want to remind you guys as well that I also didn't know what the hell a super soldier was. This was my first time seeing them, and I was like, "What the
Must have
hell
been
is
pretty
that?"
cool, yeah.
It was pretty scary,
Wow.
yeah. I went, "When did that happen?"
It's interesting when they decide to
flanking the background.
Yeah.
turn on his effect and turn off of his effect. It's in some shots and not in others.
I love that it's gonna solo, like raw dog Anubis' shit.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, these are Asgard shields, so
Yeah.
thank God for it.
Yeah,
But
they're very
doesn't Anubis
powerful.
have some stuff as well? Because they went into Thor's brain and nicked some. That's how they manage to defend
True,
us.
too. That's why it only
Yeah,
lasts for so
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
It says, one more shot, they're going to take us out. Ramming speed. So, I never
always
noticed the
hate the one more
stars in
shot.
some of those patterns before. Yes. Yeah.
Ah, here we go.
Ayana should have put herself in there.
Yeah. Doesn't he say dormata or something?
Sleep.
Later for
Yeah,
sleep?
similar.
Yeah. Which is so it's the word for sleep in Spanish is dormir.
There you go. Well, it's a Latin language.
Exactly,
Similar,
yeah.
yeah, similar origin.
Urias Tasha Anubis should be aware of what those drones are given, his ascended knowledge. So he probably was like, mother F you, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Yeah.
He was probably
Jack's like,
pooping
yeah,
bricks.
I'm not buying this. Just
Yeah.
walk straight.
Pooping a half ascended bricks.
Half ascended bricks.
Do you think Anubis eats or defecates, or does he not need
No.
that, even though he's only half ascended?
No, I don't think he needs any of that.
Okay.
He's just got more time in his day. He doesn't
Sure
need to
does.
Damn,
use the
I
bathroom
wish
or
that
cook
I
himself a
was half
meal.
ascended so I wouldn't have to consume things or, Yeah.
Dead
just leave them, have it,
ZPMs. Get your
someone.
dead ZPMs here.
Give your dead ZPMs to Camulus.
There we go. Uh-oh. Good shot.
Wow.
Good
Ooh.
transition.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So Dan Payne is the only
Again, I
Cull
went, what the
warrior
hell is that?
credited
Dan
in the
Payne is,
episode,
yes.
so I think he was just duplicated.
You think so?
Multiple times. Yeah, he's the
Maybe,
only
yeah.
Cull warrior noted in the credits.
They also
He's-
do one shot at a time. They're
I
kind
don't
of all
know.
the close-ups.
Look at the little
are
red
one
light
shot at a
on
time.
this. See it flip on there? There you go.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yes, that's cool.
Well, there were two
Yeah,
Call
so-
Warriors in the beginning of the episode when he knocked everybody out.
Oh,
on
no, I
their
think you're
ass.
right. I think
So
maybe they
the
did
other
have
one just
two for
wasn't
just
credited.
stationary
Maybe.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they ping the thing to kill the Coal Warriors, I remember going, what? And then when I saw them shoot successfully, I went, oh, they must have figured that out at some point. That's interesting. Cool, okay. So again, having to piece together this damn show in the wrong order.
Yeah. It's the same
feel
two
like-
guys, Evie.
Yeah.
But for sure there's two of them.
The one on the right looked more like Dan Payne, just the way his arms move.
The
I was
tall
like,
one is
that's
Dan
Dan.
Payne.
Only slightly taller by like a hair's breadth, but his arms were sticking out like Dan Payne does when he walks around as the Cull Warrior. He has that kind of like big,
big hulking stance.
yeah.
Yeah.
He walks with swagger, so his arms are always quite spread.
Yes. So
Oh, here we
we're
go.
about to release the ancient sky squids.
I'm really glad they didn't step on that when they left the ring platform, because they would have gone
Yeah.
straight through.
Yeah.
So nothing says advanced alien technology like a swarm
jellyfish.
of glowing calamari.
That's it.
Ancient calamari.
I'd love for an AI or someone to count just how many they think that there are.
That's, yeah.
It's like
They use
counting
a lot.
gumballs in a
Millions.
gumball machine.
Yeah.
We know
I
for a fact that
love-
like one can do a lot of damage. So
Yeah.
like
I love
this
the
is overkill.
the grin on Braytek's face. Like we
Yes.
don't see
We've
him
done it.
genuinely happy again until he sees like a naked, de-ascended Daniel wrapped in nothing but a flag.
He didn't deplete the chair of drones, did he? I don't think he did. No.
I don't
we
know
go.
if they really established that.
And they're
Oh, it just
smart
goes
drones. Look at
around.
that.
They're
Yeah,
very
exactly.
smart.
The way that they just saved Hammond by a split second.
Yeah, well,
Brilliant.
he says break off, but I think he would have still been in the blast radius of Anubis' ship.
sure.
But
Yeah.
it somehow it's saved from any damage.
It's like a giant hand.
His
reaching out
last
from
line.
Earth.
No.
Yeah, oh, of course. It's the obligatory bad guy ending. Yeah.
I do love that Anubis isn't dead. I love the fact that he keeps coming back in season 8 and I think it's really
Yes.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Like
That is cool.
he's the kind of bad guy I want to see all the
Also,
time.
so for like a half ascended being who's supposedly sort of beyond mortality, like Anubis has seemed very terrified of dying. I think the scream and the way he shields his, energy form
Well, that's why he
eyes from the
ascended,
blast
isn't it?
is
You
sort
know?
of, it's fascinating that someone who exists partially as pure energy has such like a visceral fear of death.
Yeah.
Also, Michael Adamthwaite had a great take on Herak's fate. So he imagines him sitting in a burning wreckage, rethinking all of his life choices. And in Michael's head, Herak survives, grows his hair out, finds a beach somewhere in the universe, and just chills out eating fruit, thinking I should have gone to art school.
I've just imagined him as that meme that David sent me earlier of like the house on fire and the guy sitting in the middle going,
I'm
"This
fine."
is fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. This is fine."
Fine. Oh.
How about I don't have to pay taxes for the rest of my life, Prez?
Yeah, I think that's quite
Yeah.
reasonable. Like there would be no taxes to pay if he didn't do this. So
That's true. Yeah.
So
here
that
we go.
radio
She calls him
chatter,
Jack.
we see that
Oh,
again.
so
in, I think,
iconic. We
sure
Avalon
do.
Part 1.
yeah, we
Yeah.
do. Yeah, we do.
The same ones, and they add to it.
That's the bright yellow. I
And
don't know.
that was also Jessica's last scene. So apparently, actually, I think David, you were gonna say why she left.
Yes. I heard that she said she said that she couldn't keep her mouth shut. She was going to a Burning Man event
Yeah.
at the time, which is
Yes.
something that she does every year.
That's
and
why I
something
was
she
so
takes very
surprised
seriously.
by-
And they were
not the Burning Man
concerned
thing.
that about her attention being divided. So she says.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she said that I can only say that had I gotten the job, I would have put everything else down for it. And
Yeah.
I can't help
Yeah.
but wonder what the show would have been like,
Same.
Atlantis,
Yeah.
with her in
Yes.
it. And Martin
Yeah,
Wood
good
actually said,
point.
I think it would have been a gentler performance of Weir, like a more tender performance.
Yes.
And that would
Yeah.
have had the character go in some different directions. We could have had 5 seasons of
Yeah.
Jessica Steen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was so surprised to hear that like that was the reason. I was just like, just because she wanted to go to Burning Man,
Yeah.
like seriously.
Well, she
That's
did it
the
every
reason?
year, so it was.
I know,
Yeah,
but we all
she
do
does
things
it for,
every
like,
year.
Go back
like
and watch
20
my
years
interview
or
with her,
something.
and it's thorough and it's really good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
really good interview. I did watch. I watched it ages ago. I think when you streamed it, it was one of the ones I was most excited to witness.
So where is it? So we're hearing Joel's music.
Yeah.
And
We
then we're
are.
talking about Atlantis.
Honestly, I remember watching this, going, "Oh, we were looking for that."
It was
Okay,
perfect.
but now going back, I'm like, "Damn, we really had to we got dragged on for a
Yeah.
while." you
Jacob,
know?
yes, that was an
Okay.
Armageddon reference with Jessica Steen in my head. So if I kick you in the balls and you don't know how to work your suit, what happens to you? I'll float away. Yeah.
Is it just me, or is Jack looking directly at Sam when he froze?
He absolutely is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exactly what that
100%,
was.
Yeah. Lockward said in the interview with David, she did not seem to enjoy her time in Stargate. I mean, she was kind of let
it
go
was a
for like
hard
kind
week.
of
It was
crappy
a long
reasons,
time
and it was
ago.
a hard week.
Yeah.
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 I think that if she didn't enjoy it, I don't think she would have come on.
No.
Yeah, true.
So I think she thought it was fine what she had, but
Yeah.
in her own words, it was so brief. It was a blip. It was just a
lost
beginning.
A TV
Yeah.
show for reasons that
Yeah.
I think are quite silly.
Yeah.
So I think, I think that if she has any kind of bitterness towards that, that's completely fair. And
So-
but I think she's a professional from what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And casting is purely subjective.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's
it
only so
is.
much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we finished season 7. I can't believe
Welcome
it.
to the end of season 7. That was Lost City, everyone. Thank you for joining us.